Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing, swatching, trying on all 7 shades of the brand new DIOR Rosy Glow Stick Blushes. Before we get into the product, I did want to address that yes, my body and my face are 2 different colors right now. I did get a spray tan, but I wanted to wear a lighter foundation for today's video because I wanted to show what these look like on someone with fair to light skin. Anyways, so I'm fully aware that my neck and my chest, my shoulders do not match my face, but that is why. Also, I am wearing a top. I started filming this earlier without a sweater and it looked like I was not wearing a top and I didn't want to be censored. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the DIOR Rosy Blush Stick review. So in case you have not been on the internet for the past week or so, you may be unaware that DIOR just dropped a bunch of new products. So first up, they dropped the new Rosy Glow Blush Sticks, which is what we're going to be reviewing today. They also dropped a super expensive, although I will admit looks very cute, lip butter. And then they also reformulated again their powder blushes. I do have one of the lip butters on the way from the brand. They did send me one. I don't know when it's going to arrive. And then the blushes, I did order 4 of the shades based on the top recommendations from you all who voted on my poll. And those were supposed to arrive Monday. Now I think they're not going to arrive till next Friday. So as soon as I get those, I will also post a review of those. But let's talk about these stick blushes. So these retail for $44. I will have every place they are available to purchase linked down below. If you do want to support my channel, purchasing through my affiliate links does wonders. It is how I'm able to actually afford other makeup to review for my channel to help you know if it's worth your hard-earned money. So thank you very much in advance if you decide to purchase these, if you consider purchasing through my links. Okay, so a little bit more about this launch. As I mentioned, they do retail for $44. They're available at Sephora, the DIOR site, and then if they're available anywhere else, I will have them listed down below. Let's talk about the claims. I'm going to pull up the Sephora app per usual and just read the description and claims. So the description says what it is. In just one swipe, this long-lasting, buildable, and creamy stick blush format of Rosy Glow delivers pH activated custom color with a natural dewy glow finish. What else you need to know? This blush stick adapts to skin's pH for a custom color and dewy glow look, reflecting light to enhance cheekbones. The cherry oil infused formula provides up to 12 hours of hydration and wear for lasting comfort and moisture. It is available in 7 shades and 2 finishes. So I did want to call out, it does come in 2 different finishes. So it comes in 3 pearlescent shades. So the ones that are pearlescent are pink lilac, candy, and toffee. And the other 4 shades are just a normal matte slash, or are they matte or are they dewy? We'll try them on and I will be able to distinguish if they are matte or dewy. So we have 3 shimmers and then 4 non-shimmer shades. The pH adapting claim I'm super interested in, and I'm kind of excited actually that I do have the spray tan because I think we can really test that well because as you can tell, my arm is so much tanner than my face. So what we can do in this video is we will, of course, get these on the face, but then I can also do a swatch on my arm and then also a swatch on my palm of my hand, which is pale. And we can see, is there any pH adaptation happening or is that just a gimmicky claim? So that is something we will test. Let's first talk about the packaging. Holy moly. I think this packaging is absolutely stunning, perfect, smart, beautiful. I cannot say enough good things about it. So they did the packaging to match their famous lip balms where they have this little metal part that you pull out. And then something I absolutely love about this packaging is just the level of detail and care that went into the design. I do love that you have the DIOR written on the metal component so that when you put it in, you can see, of course, like the fun clear lucite, but then just having it say Dior, I think really does elevate the packaging. I feel like a lot of luxury brands could go either, I feel like the packaging is either amazing or it's just cheap crap. And so I'm very excited that Dior put thought into the packaging, and I love that every single shade has a different external packaging, because I mention this every time I talk about blush packaging. I have a ton of blushes, as you can tell from behind me. And so having the outer packaging match the inside just makes it so much easier when I'm going through my collection to find the proper shade. We are going to go through each individual shade, and I will do a palm and arm swatch. Let's go in order and start off with shade 001, pink. And this is described as a subtle pink. And this is the Dior pink. The Dior pink that started the buzz and obsession with the bubblegum pink blush, which I feel like that obsession has kind of died down, but maybe this launch will reignite that obsession. So here we have 001 pink. Let's do a palm swatch. Ooh, that is very, very creamy. Wow. Very creamy. There was like no tug whatsoever. It's very interesting. Okay, then let's do a swatch on the back of my hand. Wow. Okay. Maybe it's an optical illusion, because I don't know if the pH adjustment would be able to work that quickly. But okay, here is something interesting. So here is the pink swatched on my palm. Obviously my palm is pale, so it's a lighter pink. Now look how much more pigmented it is on the back of my arm where it's tan. Just to make sure, let's do this again, and I'm gonna make sure I'm doing exactly one swipe on each. So we're gonna do one swipe. We are gonna do one swipe on the arm. Okay, so here we have the one swipe and the one swipe. I don't know, you tell me in the comments. Is it just popping more because my arm is tanner, or is it kind of adjusting to be a little bit of a brighter pink than what we have on my palm? I don't know. I don't know. But first impression is the formula is very creamy. I did actually wear this one on Friday night. They shipped one to me and the component was actually broken. Like this would not stay in this. So I did wear that one, and then I ended up returning it because the component was completely broken and shattered. So I have worn this one before and I really like it. I really do. So this is 001 pink. Next, let's do 006 berry. And let's do that same technique. Hand swatch. Arm swatch. Okay. I don't think I'm making it up. There's a massive difference. We're gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna make sure I'm applying the same amount of pressure. Okay, I do think it is pH adjusting, because look at that. And then look at this. Again, let me know in the comments. Maybe I am just buying into the marketing of this. Let's do rosewood next. This is the one I am just so excited about. So pretty. So here we have the palm swatch, and then here we have the arm swatch. Next we have cherry, which is described as a cherry red, but I would say it's more of a red coral shade. Let's do that palm swatch. moving into the shimmery shades. First, let's do Toffee. And sorry if you hear noise, we have the AC running because it is a gajillion degrees here in Austin, Texas, and then my husband is unloading the dishwasher, so you might hear some clanking about. So here is the shade Toffee. Ooh. Here it is in the back of the hand, back of the arm. I'm pleased to report that from a first impression, I'm not seeing any glitter in these. I'm mainly just seeing some like shimmer reflect, not seeing any glittery chunks, but of course we will be the judge of that once we actually apply them to the face. But so far, so good. Next shimmer shade we have is Lilac. I'm such a sucker for a lilac purple blush. Here we have Lilac. Ooh, I did a few coats of that. Wasn't really thinking and just accidentally applied a bunch. And then here we have the back of the wrist. The last shade we have is another shimmer shade. It is the shade Candy. Ooh, pretty. Okay. I'm very pleased so far with the swatches. Again, I did wear one of these the other day, so it's not a complete surprise, but I'm getting giddy. I'm getting very giddy. Let's get these on my face. I will go ahead and apply one on camera and kind of talk through my impressions of the formula, and then we'll just roll the tapes for the rest of the shades. First up, let's do 001 Pink. There are many ways to apply blushes. I talked about that kind of in my recent blush video when I talked about how to apply the Haus Labs blushes, but I'm going to start off by applying these the way I always apply my stick blushes. And then if I find it doesn't work, we'll use a different technique. So the way I apply it is just directly to the face. We're gonna start off with one little dollop, and then I'm going in with my beloved Versed blush. Excuse me, my beloved Versed brush to blend this out. Okay, so that is one little dollop. Very pretty, very natural looking, but let's add some more. My first impression of the formula is that it's very, very, very slippy and creamy. Kind of reminds me on first impression of the Merit Blush Balm formula, which could be good or bad. For me, my skin just eats those blush balms up. So we will have to see if my skin does the same with these. Okay, that is with more of the product applied. These are so pretty. I want to mention that right off the bat, I am noticing that these do apply perfectly fine and blend out nicely on the skin with just direct contact and then blending it with a brush. You don't get a lot of that like stickiness and wetness that you get with the Haus Labs ones. So in my opinion, that's just like a differentiator and almost, I would say, a plus in my book, because I like being able to just apply directly to the face. So this is the shade Pink. Before I leave you for the other shades, I actually do want to apply another layer so we can build it up even more. Oh, and these are scented. But unlike a lot of the other DIOR products that are scented very floral, like I cannot use their stick foundation because it is so fragrant. These smell like vanilla. I love the scent, and I do find that they do dissipate on the cheek. So you're not going to have that fragrance all day like you do with that DIOR foundation, stick foundation. Okay, so we built this up a lot to get some clown cheeks going so you can see how the product builds in layers. So again, here we have Pink built up. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of these shades to my face, and then I will come back and we'll talk about the different shades, and I will also talk about the like appearance difference between the shimmer and then the regular of the blush sticks. let's talk about my first impression of the formula and the shades, or rather kind of second impression, because I mentioned I did wear one the other night. Okay, so right off the bat, I will say the formula is very blendable and very creamy. These were really easy to blend out. They were very nice to apply. I randomly really like that vanilla scent, even though normally I hate fragrance in makeup products, but in this instance, I will forgive it. As far as shades go and the difference between the two formulas, let's actually start there. So I did very much notice when I swatched them one after the other, a big difference in the shimmer formula and then the non-shimmer. Hopefully it is picking up on camera, but the shimmer formula is, you guessed it, shimmery. Now, where you run into issues with that formula is with the shade Toffee. With the shade Toffee, I don't know if it will show up on camera in the cheek swatch I did. I could see visible glitter particles on the face, which I do not like. During the summer months, when I do have a little bit of a tan, it doesn't bother me as much, but I prefer a non-glittery blush, that is for sure. Now, I have to say, I didn't really have that issue with Candy or Lilac. I did apply more Lilac, and now that I've applied multiple coats, I am starting to see some of that shimmer visible on my face. And sorry, I'm leaning over, but I have a big mirror over here. So while I love how it's looking in the viewfinder and on camera, where it's very glowy, it's very shimmery, I don't like that when I build it up, I'm getting visible glitter particles. So that is a watch out and a warning. I need more time to really process and think about the shimmer shade. Again, they look beautiful on camera, but for everyday wear, I just think that visible glitter is kind of unacceptable from a $44 product. Again, though, I didn't have that issue with Candy, but maybe it's a matter of time. Maybe I just didn't build up Candy enough to have that issue with the shimmer particles. So at this point in time, I would say steer clear of the shimmer ones or try them on in store to determine if the amount of kind of glitter and particles that are left on the skin after you build them up, if that's going to bug you. So you have to make that decision for yourself. As far as the non-glitter shades, they are very, very pretty. I did find, as I mentioned, they blended beautifully. As far as favorite shades, I really love Rosewood and I really love Berry. I did also really like Cherry, which is more of a coral. So those are my top three of the shades for me with my skin tone. The pink one was nice too. I'm just not obsessed with that like bubblegum pink, especially now that I've dyed my hair darker. I feel like it doesn't look as good as it did when I was a blonde. Longevity of these. I have not really tested the longevity because I did wear them for a few hours the other night, but I got home super late and didn't think to like check my viewfinder, to check in the mirror after to inspect the longevity. But what I am going to do is I am going to edit this video while walking at 4 miles per hour on my treadmill. I know that's very specific, but I love editing my videos while walking on my walking pad, and I break a sweat during that. So as I'm editing my video, I am going to go ahead and inspect my face, and then I will leave a comment on the screen here letting you know how the product wore during a workout session, or rather how it looked after a workout session. That was rambly, but let me try to give you a more succinct opinion of the product. So packaging, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Shade range, I think they did a really good job with the shade variety. I think there really could be something for everyone. Do you need to rush out and buy these? No. I like these and I'm glad I picked them up, but as of this moment, I don't think they're life-changing. There are some blushes that I try and I'm like, holy cow, these are life-changing, these are magical. My first impression of these is they're nice. I don't have any immediate complaints over the ones that are non-shimmery, but I don't think you need to pay full price for them. I think you can wait until Macy's or Nordstrom does a 15% off sale, or wait till the Sephora 20% off sale that's going to happen again, honestly, in like, what, 6 months? So I like them. They're not life-changing. If you want something that will make you feel very luxurious, that's like fun to carry around on the go because the beautiful packaging and it's a nice formula, yeah, then pick one up, but you don't need to rush to get one. I do hope this video was helpful. If it was helpful, would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and then also follow me on Instagram. That's how brands find me to potentially offer me gifted product. I also would really appreciate if you do decide to make a purchase because of my review to purchase through any of my affiliate links down below. It does really, really help me out, and it helps me to be able to fund purchasing new product to review for you guys. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will be back with another video soon.